In this video, we're going to discuss the Gemara on Daf Lamed Aleph Amud Aleph that deals with the Kashrira de Metalalta, the stolen Sukkah beam. The Gemara brings Ravina saying that Takanas Merish, the Takana of the beams, which to refresh your memory is also referred to as Takanas Hashavim, which is the Takana the Chachamim made to remove obstacles that can be found may prevent someone from doing tshuva. So in this case, you have a Ganiv and he steals, and the Chachamim were concerned that if we were going to require a Ganiv in all instances to give back the actual item he stole, as is the halacha normally, the Torah says that you have to return the stolen item. So if we would apply that, the Ganiv might say, look, I stole a brick, I put it in my building. If you want me to give it back, I have to take down my whole building. Forget it, I'm not going to do tshuva, and that's it. So I won't have to give it back. So the Chacham made a takana and said that instead of giving back the actual beam, you only have to give back the value of the beam. So says Ravina, this takana applies also to stolen sukkah beams, that if you put the stolen beams that you put into your sukkah, the takana applies. So the Gemara asks, did we not already learn that in the previous section where we said that if someone steals branches and uses it for schach, he does not have to give back the actual branches, he just gives money. So we already know that takanas merish applies to a sukkah. So the Gemara answers, we may have thought that because the whole idea here is you give money back to the original owner and you tell the owner, go buy some yourself, so we would have thought that can only apply to branches because they're common. So you tell the owner, look, you can go anywhere and go buy yourself some more. But with regards to ready-made beams, which were not as common, so we may think over here the takana of the Chachamim would not apply, because the owner is going to say, well, I don't want money back, I can't find any more beams to buy. So comes Ravina and teaches us that it applies here as well. Then he makes a distinction and says, if the beam was not cemented into the sukkah, then during Sukkahs he can give money, that the takana applies. However, after Sukkahs he must return the actual beam. However, if he did cement the beam into the sukkah, then even after Sukkahs he can give money. And if you remember, we discussed the Ritva, who talks about the idea of what does it mean during Sukkahs and after Sukkahs. Does it mean the person approached during Sukkahs and you gave the money back right away? Or could it be once the person approached during Sukkahs, then even after Sukkahs, if you delayed the person and now you're holding after Sukkahs, you would still only have to give the money, which in fact is the view of the Ritva. Now, what is something that Rashi mentions on this Gemara? Rashi brings up the question, why is it so true that we apply takanas merish to a sukkah? Isn't the whole idea that we do not want to be matriach, we do not want to create a tremendous burden on the Ganiv, that he has to start dismantling the whole structure and return the beam? By the sukkah, he anyways takes it down. The whole sukkah is an arai, is only temporary, so it's not a major concern that he's going to have to take it down. So Rashi answers, but you may be right that the sukkah is arai, but the mitzvah makes it considered keva, and therefore it's considered like a regular house, and he does not have to take it down.